Oh, we do. Cool, cool. Alright, guys. So representing Ris3n in the bottom right corner, it is the Red Zerg, just Dory. And spawning in the top left corner, representing Team XA, I think it's Decima Esports, it's going to be DeathCube. That sounds just a wee bit loud. Oh, almost hit score screen. That would have been bad. Alright, so first up, looks like Pylon Scout coming in for DeathCube. He also did a high ground Pylon. Gateway is going to be the choice. And we have a hatch first. Very quick hatch first. This is off of 14. And then he made another drone, did a gas, and then another drone. So this could be a very quick and aggressive 2-hatch play. He's cutting some economy, it looks like, for aggression. He's going to have a lot of links pretty quick, and if the Protoss player doesn't catch it and see the low drone count, this could be pretty deceptive. You might be thinking this is a nice, fun, safe play, but it's not. So 2 gateways are on the way. And now, as well as the cyber core. This is a really interesting wall we have here. I think it's tight all the way around. Should be tight down there. It should be tight right here. But lots of surface area on this pylon for Zerglings. But they'll also be in close proximity to where the Zealot should be sitting, or an Adept, probably. At that point. Oh, and there's a pylon out in the corner of the base, which does get scouted by the Overlords. Good Overlords doing the Scouty Scout. And another pylon right behind the wall. That will, looks like, power these two, but I don't think it'll power this if this pylon goes down. And he's going to move across map with the first Zealot. I think that might be a misplay just because I think the Zealot will get surrounded pretty quickly. And a third gateway. Alright. So aggressive 2-base play from Zerg and very aggressive 1-base play from the Protoss. And Zealot's going to kind of run by, and all these Zerglings, they do get seen and spotted. One Zergling does fall, so 25 minerals basically trade out for 100. Oh gosh, okay, so the Lings are going to start lining up here. Chrono Boost is non-existent anymore. It was going for the Warp Gate, but that's going to be 6 Zerglings on this one pylon. I think at least this gateway will be unpowered. Yep, bottom gateway is unpowered. That means one of these Zealots is not going to spawn. There are a lot of Zerglings here, and speed is going to finish any moment. One Adept has joined the fight in front of the probes. Looks like he's actually trying to focus the pylon for a moment. Okay, all the probes are going to start to go down. And this is some pretty big losses. I think we're going to see GG here in a moment from the Orange Protoss for game number 1. Warp Gate does finish, but there's just not enough. GG is called. Game 1 goes to just Dory for Ris3n. Vodka good. Pretty soon we're going to get on to game number 2. And game number 2 looks like it's going to be on Oxide. Other players now going to join the lobby, and we're going to get on with this game shortly. That was a pretty good aggressive play real quick from Just Dory, and that was the right map for it too. So maybe we'll see aggressive play from DeathCube as well, just wasn't held very well. But it was Submarine, so maybe we'll see something a little bit more less aggressive in this next game. Alrighty guys, spawning in game number 2. Top right corner, representing Team Decima, it is DeathCube, the orange Protoss. And in the bottom left, it is the red Zerg representing Team Ris3n. Give it up for Just Dory. Names herself Just Dory, but Dory is an excellent character from Finding Nemo, who's also very forgetful. So, you come up someone and they're like, I'm just Dory. You're going to be like, that person's going to forget everything. They're not going to make drones. They're not going to make anything at all. No overlords, no nothing. And we're going to see, interesting. So, we have a second overlord out, but we're going to see the same type of aggressive play from just Dory. Or at least the same style of expanding without really doing much. Okay. It's not going to be the same actually because Dory is making drones this time. Once again, high ground pylon, high ground gateway. Protoss is going to scout and see that Dory is making workers this game. But we're going to see similar, maybe the same style of 3-gate on 1 base from our Protoss player. Pool now on the way. No gas being mined yet. Kind of interested to see where Dory's going to take this. If we're going to see a very fast third hatch, maybe. Maybe he's saving for queens and doesn't want to lose mining time by saturating the gas. He's 18 out of 16 though, so. Alright, another Zealot just like last game. 3 drones are going to go to the natural. And the Overlord is going to get over here now and see that there's actually no nexus, nothing here on the low grind. Dory's going to scout the fact there is a Zealot and 2 gateways and a core, just like last game. This guy's just chilling. He says he doesn't need to do his job. Yeah, he's just going to chill. Hold the door. Huh, hold the door. So a third pylon now inside the base, and another pylon on the other side of the map. Last game it was in the opponent's main. This time it's in the third, or what could be a third location. Drone does go to drop a hatchery at the triangle third. And we're going to get a Roach Warren, an Evo, and a Spine Crawler. Stargate is going to be the follow-up here from the Protoss. Looks like he's going to try to pump out lots of units on the ground and some boys in the sky. Okay, that's the second probe that's on the other side of the map, so that's 1 probe that falls. Queen doing good queen things. Alright, 3 gateways now. This other probe looks like they're going to die here very quickly. He lost that mineral too. He had 1 job, guy. Is it that difficult, 11? If You feel like you're... Twitch is actually Fort Knox, by the way, in case you didn't know. So it looks like he tried to shade up and realized, hey, there's stuff there. But there's actually not a lot here, though. It's just one queen and one spine crawler, and they're going to start shooting at the spine crawler. Roaches just now popped. And there's going to be a few guys in the main. That spine crawler in the natural does go down, but Adepts are going to shoot the queen, not the drones. They might finish off the queen, but I'm not too sure that this is the kind of damage that the Protons wanted to get done. One queen falls, but that layer is going to finish now, so he can produce another queen at that structure. Now we're going to start targeting drones. Barely. Now we're going to go back to roaches. Oracle's now going to come in. There is no anti-air up here in the main, so these guys could start to bleed out some drones. While on the other side, Adept and Stalkers are going to start trying to target down this queen. Queens need to be in the main, and these other units need to be on the low ground. This Oracle's getting a lot of damage done. 16 workers have fallen so far in this game, and Protoss, as you can see, on the other side of the map, has dropped the Nexus. Lots of drones at the other location, the third. This gets cleaned up, but there were significant losses here on the side of the Zerg. But it looks like Zerg will clean up everything, and damage, yes, damage was done, but is this the type of damage that was needed in order to propel the Protoss ahead in this game? He is going to lose another Stalker. These two Zealots aren't going to be finished warping in yet because they don't have Warp Gate over here. They don't have a Warp Gate in location for super speedy warp. So I think all of these guys over here could just go down. Oracle, though, and a Void Ray are going to pressure the other location. 18 workers have fallen so far. Looks like we're going to lay on some hate on that drone. And now we've got Roaches and Lings that are going to try to go over there, but they don't shoot up, so they're going to actually retreat. And we need more Queens here to hold back the Oracle Void Ray pressure. That's right, Duo. Alright, once again we're going to push into another location, and the Void Ray is going to get targeted by the Spore. Overcharge used on... Not overcharge. Overcharge. I'm so scared of Protoss, I think everything's an overcharge. Phoenix doing Phoenix things. I'm sorry, Oracle. Void Ray goes down. Another Void Ray goes takes some hull damage, and overall 20 workers have fallen. But the worker lead is still in favor of DeathCube, just barely. 21 workers for just Dory. But this other base just started mining. But just Dory does have 3 bases. So a lot of potential locations to be producing units from, or more drones from. But I would love to see just Dory really pumping out these queens, attach these creep locations. So that way the queens can move freely and start dealing with Void Rays whenever they start to harass. Because they should do more harass, I think. And we're going to see some more spores go up. And yes, I think that's a good call. I hope Dory sees the fact there are still a lot of Zealots back at home. And it looks like the play is going to be, I'm assuming, a really strong 2 base because we're still adding on more production before we take another base. That Oracle is going to fly in. I think that Oracle didn't actually get any kills, but it does reveal the fact there are all these drones here. That could be a little misleading, actually. Seeing a fully saturated third, I think I'd be a little discouraged. Little does Protoss know, this base is not fully saturated. But that could trick the Protoss into thinking, wow, I need to do something. I don't know if he intended to drop those gateways originally, but seeing the fully saturated third, he might have changed his mind. That didn't look like a hallucination. Is that a hallucination? No, that was a real Phoenix. Those queens just bopped that Phoenix right out of the sky. And now Protoss is going to push. These spores are going to do a good job of pushing away Void Rays, but it's the units on the ground that are going to be a real big concern here. Let's see how this engagement goes. We're going to engage ahead of the spores, so the Void Rays are not being assaulted by anything except for the Hydras. Lings are going to start to fall before... Well, they do good damage to the units up front, and now behind it is just the 1 Queen for anti-air against the 1 Void Ray. But units are going to trade out, and it looks like... just Dory is going to maintain the 3rd location. However, on the back end, we are still going hard on the 2-base production, and we're looking to do some serious stuff. Phoenix over here looking for some overlords to try to pop. Don't think he's going to find any, though. And we're getting a transfer here, or maybe we're getting a pull. Nope, just a transfer. See, in my little Terran brain, I see workers running, and sometimes I think it's just going to be a pull of the boys. Oh, third base is actually going to go down. No, we're going to decide not to throw down a significant amount of pressure. And we're going to go for a third base instead. Soon. Maybe. Maybe it's just a trick, right? I'm going to scout and see you having a probe sitting there, so I think you're about to take that base. When in all actuality, you're just making more zealots. Oh, and yeah, a significant supply block here for for DeathCube. And just Dory, the opposite, is never going to get supply blocked a day in Dory's life. Maybe. If they reach 194 and don't make another overlord, they might supply block. Fourth base is going to go down now. And charge is going to finish up here in a moment. We might see Protoss try to push with that timing. Although I feel like Protoss is playing really safe, making sure they have all the production that they need and all the robos and higher tech before they take this third base. Third base now taken. Fifth base on the way as well for Dory. Very intense. Both players are staging up their armies. Macroing up. Drone, do I not drone? Do I make army? Do I not make army? And it actually looks like the one that's going to push out and be the aggressor is going to be Dory. Dory's going to move off creep with Hydras. Does Hydras have the upgrades? I don't think they do. Are they en route? Nope, so these are going to be some slower Hydras with a little bit less range. This could play into the hand of DeathCube here. Let's see what these guys do. Sentries have also been warped in, so we might see some good force fields. But the key thing is the fact that their army supplies are pretty even right now. I think that the better upgrades are in position for DeathCube. Does he know about that base? He doesn't even know about any of these bases. Nope, he's going to check this base and say, hey, no base there. We're probably going to rotate around and check up here. There are no shield batteries at that location or the natural. +1 attack just finished for Zerg. That's right. I agree. I think it's my first time seeing Dory play, but I think Dory has come with the A game. Dory moving into position is now going to see the third base. Dory's going to jump on this and try to take a more significant lead against the Protoss. Protoss is going to move in. Dory is shooting the hatchery with some of the units, and some of the units are attacking the charge lots. Lots of charge lots going to start falling. There is no AoE here for Protoss. Hydras do have a high amount of DPS. This Nexus is still alive. The force fields were good enough that the Zerg did not feel comfortable staying in that fight, and Zerg retreats. So this army for Protoss is scary, yes, but the fact that there is no source of AoE damage can be a little scary whenever you're going against a high DPS output from a pure Hydra army. They could just eat through all your stuff, and there's no shield batteries here either. So, but Dory really powering up here on the 5-base economy now. 81 workers on the field. This game started out really aggressive from Protoss, and Protoss did some good things, but I don't think it was enough damage in the beginning to outdo what the Zerg economy is capable of doing if you let them have 3 hatcheries or if you're 1 base. Both players taking out their rocks. Rocks are down. This pure Hydra army, though, we do run into a little bit of a concern here, is the fact that there is now AoE here for the Protoss. So let's see how things go. Units are going to start to engage. Hydra's going to move forward, and they're going to start focusing down the Colossus. Colossus does go down. Some force fields are in location. Disruptor hasn't done anything yet. Disruptor ball goes off. That's a very big connection. but this fight is on creep, which means Zerg can move quicker. The fan out was quicker. The spread was quicker, excuse me. And now Protoss is forced to retreat. Disruptor does die, as well as the Colossus. But it wasn't necessarily the worst fight. Where are you going, guy? Okay, good. I thought it was a Scallion Colossus for a moment. So how does Dory respond to the fact that now there is Robotech in the game? A significant amount of Hydras are here. Dory is going to be close to maxed out. Oh no, Protoss is going to move out, and this looks like actually a pretty good location for Dory to come back and surround this army. However, Dory a little bit late on the surround, and Protoss is going to pick off one clump of army at a time. The Nexus up top is under fire, but the Colossus and the rest of these units are taking the fight against lower amounts of Hydras. Everything gets cleaned up, though, it looks like, and there's just 2 Colossus left trying to throw down as much damage as possible. One Colossus is going to retreat. That Roach in front takes up damage for the few remaining Hydras, and the next Colossus goes down. Third base also falls for the Protoss during that fight. And now Protoss is in a do-or-die situation. What's the response? Protoss just wants to try to hold on for as long as possible. Spire is now on the way. Protoss says, hey man, I'm going to take my third base again, and we are going to just work at it, work on it, and let's just take as good of a fight as possible. Push into me. But Protoss proves me wrong, and Protoss actually is going to go ahead and move out and push across the map. What is here for Zerg? It's just these few units, it looks like. In production, there were 13, now there's 9 Hydras, so some more Hydras are on the map. But he's going to need something to be able to deal with the fact that these 2 Colossus are behind these units, throwing down some serious hate. One Colossus is focusing on Creep Tumor instead of the army. Low HP of the remaining units here. This is actually looking a little bit scary. Drones are being pulled. They're going to engage the Colossus. They're going to try to tank for the 2 Hydras. A lot of drones are going to fall. The Hydras do lay down some DPS. One Colossus goes down, and now he's going to start a step back on creep, and that's one's going to fall as well. What is back at home for the Protoss? Not much. It's 3 army supply. We have 1 Disruptor. That was the 3 army supply. So that looked a little scary for the Zerg. Zerg, unfortunately, having to pull some of the boys. But by channeling his inner Terran, he was able to hold. And now it's just a matter of getting up the army to come back and kill this. It's a 2-base Protoss, essentially, because this base is mined down on minerals. It's just 1 gas remaining, which is almost no gas. It's 200 gas. So it's going to be a 2-base Protoss against effectively a 3.5, 4-base Zerg. If you're looking at the amount of saturation possible. Oh boy. Disruptor is in the prism. What are we going to see? Oh my goodness. Please do the thing. Queen sees it. And that prism is going to run away. Oh my goodness. He's not going to run away. He's going to drop the Sentry, Stalker, and Disruptor. He's going to kill a queen, and he's going to pick up and fly away. What a cheeky... Oh my goodness, it's going to die. It's dead. It had a plan, and it was a good plan. There was the potential that a lot of things could have happened there, but Disruptor Ball was on the queen. I think the rest of the units were in the fog of war. And the dream just didn't actually come true. Instead, it was a nightmare for the poor Protoss player. Protoss now going to take a 4th base. Little does Protoss know, Zerg is checking these bases. He doesn't see it yet, but if we go up and check the next base, we will see it, and that is exactly what's happening. The new 4th base for the Protoss is also going to fall, and Protoss sees this army for the most part, knows what's here, and knows that's not a fight he can take. There is not enough on the ground. And the Colossus, 2 Colossus are going to run into the army. 1 Colossus goes and doesn't do anything. But I don't think there's going to be enough here for the Protoss. Just Dory moving through, taking game number 2 for the Ris3n community. GG, well played. Alright, looks like both players are ready. We're going to get into game 3 here in just a moment. Damn. Alright, guys. Spawning in the bottom right corner, representing Ris3n community, it is the Teal Terran duo. And spawning in the top left corner, it is the yellow Protoss Fantatratto. So I mentioned earlier that I really don't like this map. And at first I was like, this is going to be so good. We can have so many good macro TVZs and big games. And I was like, this natural is great. This third is great. But then I quickly realized just how hard it is to kill some people on this map. I'm not a big fan of fighting against mech. And there were certain styles of Protoss as well on this map that were just really good. For instance, we're going to have Rax, Gas, it looks like, and Gateway, Gas. But for instance, let's say I'm Terran on the other side and I want to come attack. I'd be like, boom, up a ramp. And like, Terran could defend their natural from their third location. And actually having tanks like right here alone also defended it from here too. So 3 base was very good and quick for mech, and then they just had to make sure they didn't die to like a Doom drop. Protoss, same principle. Defending a 4th base and a 3rd base was pretty easy. If they went straight down, there was only this path here, this path, and this path by ground to get in. So they could plant big armies here, and if they had awareness here, and in this area, and there's also Watchtower to help with that, they would actually be really good off. So you could actually plant your Colossus army like right here, and like have some sort of vision or awareness over here, and all you would have to do is rotate between any of these locations very quickly to stop anything but the ground. And then you could set up cannons. It was good stuff, but there were okay. On the other side of the map, now that I've gone over the things I hated about this map, Probe is going to harass the CC building SCV. SCV runs away, but Reaper bounces away for just a moment. SCV on the other side is going to scout the fact that it is a gateway expand. Production resumed on the gateway. I'm sorry, the CC. I have no idea what you're saying, 11, but it's okay. On the back end of this, there is a Twilight Council on the way. This is very, very standard so far from Fantatratto, and honestly, this is pretty standard from Duo as well. Bunker goes down in the appropriate location. Duo is scouting around looking for any type of proxies that could be on his side of the map. He does know that it was a gateway expand, though, of course, because of the SCV scout. So now we're just going to see us go into a pretty standard play, actually. This is a good, I think, efficient build order so far from both players. Another gateway has been produced. And there's the DT Shrine. So it's going to be a DT rush here from the Protoss player. So this can go a couple ways for Terran. Terran needs to, one, identify, of course, what's going on. There is a Reaper, which is going to jump in. Is he going to commit to the scout? Is he going to see it? He might run away. Oh, he sees it. He sees the DT Shrine. Does he click on it? He clicks on it. He knows it's a DT Shrine. You saw the blue circle go around the building. Tech Lab on the way. It's probably going to be for a Swapperoo maybe, or maybe it's going to be for tanks. No Robo. There's the Robo. So Duo got the scout that Duo needed. Duo knows what's going on. That's going to swap over to produce Ravens. He's going to make Marines. A Raven and potentially something else out of the factory for the hold. So if he walls off the main and is able to make sure nothing comes from up here, he should be in a pretty good position. Adept is going to move across the map to try to see what's going on elsewhere. That's going to be another Tech Lab, so maybe Cyclone or Tank as a response. Let's see, does he still commit to the DT rush? DT Shrine, of course, there's no point in stopping it because you can make one and potentially get a massive amount of damage done and then retreat. Turret is going to go down at the natural. And Cyclone is going to be the answer. Prism has just now finished. Warp Gate is also done. Hellion is running around looking for other locations. DTs have been loaded up. Let's see what the response or follow-up will be. Are we going to expand and take more bases? Yep, there we go. Third base on the way. The good thing about a DT rush for the Protoss is it's not significantly late. I wonder if he saw that shrine, or not the shrine, the prism. Lots of turrets going down. We're being a little extra cautious here. Looks like Protoss is going to go for the natural. There are Marines and Ravens here. Instead, we're going to drop in the main. Locks on, and oh, it doesn't lock on. Locks on now. Nothing's going to come out of that prism, but it's out of range, and the units are going to stay in, and the Warp Prism does stay alive. But nothing shoots up, right? So this Warp Prism is now... Okay, he says, hey, I'm going to make Archons. Now Duo knows what's next. And do we have charge? We don't have charge, not yet. Looks like we're not actually going to get charge. That's going to be a Robotics Bay follow-up. Now we're going to move these units, or these buildings over, and these are going to make way for the add-ons for the barracks, and we're going to get Steam and Combat Shield. As you see, guys, it's going to be a bio play from the Terran. No third CC yet. Again, the holding, of course, the DT rush with taking no losses does significantly also delay potentially your expansion. This might be, a little bit of an over response, but he's also not going to take damage when he moves out on the map with the rest of his units. Where is your Raven, man? There's the Raven. So this just prevents him from taking damage later. Warp Prism's not going to be able to come in and warp in 30 Zealots or anything like that. We're going to go straight into 5 racks, though. So no third. 5 racks is the place. It's a very big map. So maybe we might not be expecting that from the Protoss player's perspective. Maybe the thought is it's going to be 3 racks into a third CC. He's going to try to find some damage still with these DTs, which are now Archons. If he unloads on the mineral line, there is the potential he could get some really disgusting shots off on workers. However, this is spotted, and is he going to disable it again? Disables it. 1 gets out. The Archon did get a few kills there, but that Prism did get away with 1 Archon still in it. Now we're still going to try to chase this down. Units are going to engage. He is going to load up inside the Prism. And he's going to recall it. He's afraid of losing it, and I don't blame him. It was getting a little dicey there for a moment. But Colossus, Zealot on the back end. Colossus, Zealot, Stalker. Blink is on the way. And Duo is setting up for a really disgusting mid-game timing push. His DPS is for the most part going to be in those Marines, but there's only going to be 2 Colossus. One of them might potentially be able to be disabled. Everything else is bio. There are tanks. Yep, 2 tanks. Everything else for the Protoss is gateway units. So they are going to move out simultaneously. Oh my goodness. Are we going to do what I think we're going to do? Okay, that tank's the tell. Now he knows. Hey, what's going on? Okay, Duo is going to move up here, and he's going to try to engage up this ramp into the Colossus. Oh, good Dorito cannon. However, that's a lot of units there. Protoss little opposition. Duo might be able to run in and do some damage to the 3rd location, and then fly away. Playing it a little cautious, a little safe. Doesn't want to YOLO the units and lose them all. 2 Colossus though, they are going to start to eat up those Marines. Force field does go down, and Terran is going to begin to lose these units here. Oh, the bio does get cleaned up. The tank gets cleaned up. The entire push, Medivacs, Raven. Medivacs are going to run away. And more units are going to push across the map now for the Teal Terran player. But he's going to think better of it and back up. He is in a position, he does have to do some damage, but I don't think he got any of the damage done he wanted to. Units lost in favor of the Protoss player. These Medivacs are going to come back right over the army. Now Duo knows where the army is, but at the cost of his Medivacs. Yes, 11. That is something that is done during in PvZ, but there are a lot of Terran builds that these guys are engaging each other. Bio going up a ramp once again, but there's only 2 Colossus there. I think a lot of the target shots went down on Marauders, so Marauders didn't die instantly like the Marines do. A little bit of a trade out there. Look at the units lost. Even back up just a bit. A lot of Zealots died. Yeah, Duo. It's a PvZ build, but a lot of Terran builds involve opening up with Marines and then getting like some sort of tank, potentially Cyclone, etc. So whenever you hit with that first DT Ris3n, if you immediately, whenever you identify it's not going to be successful because of detection, you can warp into Archons and actually do some pretty silly damage sometimes because they just have so much health that you're not going to be able to DPS them down. And as long as you're safe with your Warp Prism and it doesn't get disabled like it did here, you're actually able to lift them up and fly away. And again, in order to kill 2 Archons, you have to do basically, 650 damage total, each 700 damage, because they have 350 shields each. So imagine trying to do that much DPS with, say, 10 Marines, and 1 barracks unit or factory unit and 1 starport unit at the time of that happening. It's pretty disgusting, and then you just load them up and fly away. If you don't mess it up on the Protoss side, you can do some significant damage and still get value for your DTs if they didn't get the chance to get value when there was detection. Big run by coming here by the Protoss. He's going to run into the natural and poke where the SCVs are. That's not where all the army is. So 1 tank does go down. The rest of the units are in the main as well. Mineral lines are going to be assaulted. And Duo pulling everything back. Pulling SCVs as well to try to clean this up with minimal losses. 6 workers have fallen this game since they didn't do the WCS mod. I don't know if that happened now or earlier. Fourth base on location for the Terran. So I feel like there was a very big significant window for Protoss to do a significant amount of damage, but the macro of Duo is starting to shine, and he is going to put himself in good position. However, as soon as he moves out to the left, the big Protoss army is going to come into his third base, and that is going to potentially clean up a lot of SCVs and force Duo to take a fight he might not want to take. The CC is going to take significant damage. Is Storm here? Storm is here, and big storms going down on the entire Terran army. Everything in red health. Just a couple Colossus spikes will clean up this whole army, and that is what we will see happen here. And the entire Terran army has been decimated. GG has been called. Storm is a very good spell. And he just went right into all of those storms, and that is what you saw happen there, folks. When you guys see thunder and light, I'm sorry, you hear thunder and see lightning, what do? You don't stay outside. And the Terran stayed right outside in the storm. And that ended the game, effectively. That same situation with the less than stellar storms or good splits from Terran or Ghost with EMP on the High Templar, that could have gone a completely different way. I think Duo had enough there without the storms to just walk over the Protoss army. The AoE minus the storms was only 2 Colossus, so EMP, storms go nowhere. They don't exist. And then you clean up the rest of the army. It could have been good. But it's all good. It's all good. Alright guys, we're going to move into game number 4. It's going to be on Romanticide. The other thing to note about last game too is that was just not a good angle for Terran to take that fight in. Everything just kind of streamed in at once. If it had been like a super big surround, those storms get more spread out. And also more DPS immediately on the army. Alright, game number 2, or 4, excuse me, spawning in the top left corner. It is Blue Protoss bringing their team on the scoreboard. Fantatratto for Team Decima. And for a Ris3n community, give it up for the Red Terran. It is Duo. Let's put those points on the board. Boom. And once again, safe stuff so far. Nothing crazy. No units or probes out on the map yet. So we're going to start out appropriately low-key. This is a big map, so it does make sense that we're going to go this route. But I mean, if you're Maru, you'll just put 2 barracks on the other side of the map, no matter what the matchup is, and see what happens. Vodka is also a good unit, guys. SCV is now going to go out and do the scout. And he's going to steal some money, too, while he's at it. That's my boy. And we're going to see maybe another Reaper fast expand here from the Terran player. Probe is now going to move out on the map, as well as expand. So it's going to be Nexus Core versus Marine. Okay, so Marine first. I actually favored this recently myself. I've kind of given up on making Reapers myself because I find that they don't usually get the scout that he was able to get last game. Normally you like jump up and you're like, oh, there's either a wall here or 2 SCVs and the Marine are going to assault the probe. I find that your chance of actually getting the scouts off these days are so minimal compared to before. They wall here, put a unit in the wall, they have units up here, and then like you don't actually find anything. The only thing I find a Reaper useful for is beginning of the game scouting for a proxy, but if I just SCV scout, which I usually do anyway, if I see something amiss here, something doesn't look right, I'll just build the bunker. And I will do the transition and expect that there's something aggressive or a proxy. Hey, thanks for the sub. You're gifting subs. You're so awesome, 11. Yeah, a vodka, very refreshing. 11, you're such a monster, man. A good monster, like the good type of monster. You're like solely for Monsters Incorporated. So here from Protoss, again, this is going to look kind of similar to what he did last game. I wonder if he's going to go for the DT rush again. Adept is going to go ahead and shade in, and that's going to delay the mining for a moment. But now that there are 3 Marines, if they all go together, they can ward this off. Pull back the weak SCV. Nope, one SCV is going to go down. Is he going to get the wall up? He does get the wall up. Another SCV is going to fall, though. This Adept is getting some damage done and delaying mining here at the natural this early on in this match. Okay, we're going to have an Adept pressure, actually. This can be pretty good and aggressive. So this is interesting. I've seen some things like this recently, but I'm seeing it off of like more bourbon. Why would you want bourbon? I'm kidding. No, you're right. 11 alcohol doesn't taste good, but if you drink enough vodka after a while, it doesn't burn as much, and then you feel good because you feel good quick. So Adept's going to go in. So as I was saying, I've been seeing a lot of this type of play, but it's off of like a very aggressive 3-gate, where like you'll have 2 in the main, 1 in the out here on the map. You'll make like 5 Adepts and a Stalker. I think Parting popularized this. You show up, you do some damage, you delay the mining here. You shade in, sit here, shade away, so on and so forth. And the more you delay the mining here, the better your follow-up is, because Terran just doesn't have as much or enough to deal with it. But I've also shut it down before by just having 2 bunkers. It's just a matter of getting the scout off. Widow Mines are going to go across the map. The Prism is on the way, and I think we're going to start to gear up for this 2-base aggression here in a moment. Depth Shade is almost done. I'm a little concerned we are making Stalkers as well. Is this maybe a misclick and was meant to be Blink? Is he going to keep making Stalkers? Because, I mean, we see this, but he doesn't see that whenever he's playing the game. Okay, the guys are going to burrow, and, oh, they get some decent hits. Not bad. 7 probes do fall. And, of course, lost mining time, which Protoss now has to refocus and get together. You know, put the people back on the mining that they need to. Oh my goodness. Does he have a... Okay, alright. The mines are going to go down, but these guys still, this entire time, they weren't mining. I think this was a misclick from the Protoss. He has a lot of Stalkers. I think this was supposed to be Blink. He might not have hit the hotkey, or what's the Adept hotkey? Or I don't know what it is. Maybe they're either next to each other, or maybe he went and clicked it instead of hitting the hotkey button. Nothing in the production tab at the moment for Protoss, so everything for him is going to be focused on the production of these units and trying to find a way to get damage done. I don't think we're going to see a follow-up from Protoss. He wants to end the game here, end it now. From Terran, now there's the Adepts. I'm not sure. This would be a very big attack, though. 6 minutes. This is a lot of units. Now he's going to try to shade in. Is he going to get the wall? Oh, the wall does not go up. The wall does not go up in the main either. This is very good for the Protoss. Very bad for the Terran. So he's going to try to pull back and run into the main now and deal with all these units, while on the outside, there's a lot of Stalkers that are just going to come in and try to hit this base. And oh, the Adepts getting so much damage. 9 SCVs fallen. Since everything was on the ramp, he couldn't raise the wall, so now the natural is under assault. These Adepts finding a lot of damage. This is more damage than I think he intended or expected to maybe get done. And once again, the workers are just going to continue to fall for the Terran player. Mules are good, but are they super good? Let's see what happens next with the army. This is going to get cleaned up, but Terran down to 13 workers. He does have mules. There are no DTs this game. A little bit of a missed opportunity here from the Protoss player. I think he could have attacked this location sooner with the Stalkers while the chaos was going on. We're just going to pull the boys. We're just going to go. We're going. I think I agree. I think this is what I would do too. Get that Raven back. Excuse me. Get the Raven back. Keep him with your army. Get down a Dorito cannon and try to win the game here. Come on, come on. Dorito cannon goes down on the Stalkers. Does he have stim? Okay, he's going to siege up, but he needs to unsiege. He needs to keep going. The win condition for him is to end the game now. Once those force fields go away, he's going to push in and try to do what he can. Units are going to get loaded up into the Warp Prism. I'm not sure what he's trying to do with that. Third base. Okay, this is a very, very greedy play coming here from the Protoss. He's still going to take a third. Little does he know, everything, all the SCVs are coming right now. And this is going to come down to this fight and how well this is controlled. There is no AoE here for the Protoss. Okay, he cancels his third. He realizes that, hey, everything's here. I need to end this now. If I hold, I win. He's going to do some micro back. Okay, overcharge does go off. The tank is not sieged. Guardian Shield is also up. So between the overcharge and the Guardian Shield, I don't think Terran is going to have enough to push through this. And we should have GG here in just a moment. The score has been tied up. What's up, Mumbles? Oh, this is another map that I can't stand. Oh, Mum, we're putting Mum in. Mumbles, Mumbin Madman. Two seconds was asked for. 2 seconds has passed. Oh, check that out. Now the game starts. Oh, Jag, you like it? I don't. I'll just explain it in a moment. Spawning in the bottom left corner. It is the Madman himself. Get for the green Zerg. Mumbles. Representing Ris3n. And in the top right, the red Protoss representing Team Decima. Give it up for Nash. I had a buddy in basic training whose name was Nash. She was actually cool peeps. Why I don't like this map, 11, and why you probably do, is because you're a Zerg and I'm a Terran. So, basically, honestly, what it really comes down to is the rotation distance and also creep spread. In order to rotate, there's a lot of space I have to cover. Like, you're going to have this base. I'm going to try to come up this base, and I really can't. So if I want to rotate, I got to go this way, which you can also take a good fight here against me, potentially. And I need to come around this way. So your defense rotation versus my attack rotation is less. I was a little bit later of a hatch, I think, from Mumbles. I think he was blocked just a slight bit by the Protoss with the scout. So rotation distance for me is a lot, but also your ability to spread creeps, since rotation is pretty difficult, is significantly high. You'll get creep out here pretty quickly, which also, again, allows you to rotate quicker, but it's also difficult for me. So your creep spread here will be good. So if I'm clearing this creep and you're also being diligent with your creep, you're going to get this as well very quickly. And it's going to be hard for me to be over here and denying this creep while also effectively denying this creep as well. There's just a lot of factors to consider, and it's very hard for Terran to play bio on this map. I think if you are a Terran and you're playing against a Zerg, your answer is 2 mech. So both players aren't doing anything, too insane. We're seeing basically standard. Oh, a little bit of a supply block there, just for half a second. Adept's going to get chroned out, and he's going to maybe try to go across the map and poke around a little bit. He has a pretty open ramp here, open wall, excuse me. Yeah, that as well, 11. It's more difficult to split in a speed zone. The only benefit you have for this is if I'm going battle mech and I'm kiting backwards through this as you are coming to engage me, because then you engage and I run away and you're never going to catch me. I think that's really the only benefit to this map for Terran is battle mech in this spot right here. If you're good about spreading creep here, though, it's going to be difficult for me to get in here. If you have this area and control it, I come up the ramp and I fight units, and I'm like, oh, I got to rotate around. And you already have rotated quicker. Adept now going to go into the next location. This drone over here is going to attack the drone. Adept cancels his shade, and the probe is going to throw down a pylon, and that's going to stop this hatchery from going down, which means it's going to die. The drone is going to die to the Adept. And Adept shade is going to come in, and pylon gets canceled. 25 minerals spent to kill a drone. However, he's going to see all these lings. He does know that that's there. But delaying the third for this amount of time is a pretty big deal. What's Mumbles going to go ahead and do? Looks like we're still just going to keep droning up. Third base on the way for Protoss. Protoss does a faster third than the Zerg does here. This is not usually the greatest sign of a position for Zerg to be in. He's going to poke up here. There is no... Okay, there's a no show battery, but there's a sentry. 11 has left the game. I wonder if he was getting lag or something. I thought maybe it was him. These Lings are going to attack these pylons and potentially get the 2 pylon kills. The Oracle is going to come in, and it looks like he will take out a Queen. This other Queen will engage 1 drone, 2 drone. And another Queen has engaged now as well. Oracle will die, killing the Queen and 2 drones. I think that's a pretty acceptable trade. Getting the Queen, you know, it was a big deal. 2 drones also. It was close. It was almost fair. But being that the Protoss player is ahead in workers, it's not the end of the world for him. Yeah, give it a shot, 11. 11, also, where'd you go, man? Why you leave us? Forge, Twilight Council, and Void Rays is what we're going to see from Protoss. This is a very stable way to play this matchup. Mumbles is going to move across the map with a lot of... Oh, okay, actually, this is a lot of Zerglings, and there might be enough here, maybe? If these 2 Zealots go down pretty quick, there might be enough to take out the Nexus. If his next move is to focus the Nexus, I don't think there's enough here from the Protoss to effectively stop this. The 2 pylons are going to go down. And are there any more Zerglings coming across? No, nothing. It's all going to be drones. So let's see. Can the 1 Void Ray save the... Okay. The 1 Void Ray will save the Nexus. So Ling Hydra might be what we're going to see here from the Protoss... I'm sorry, the Zerg player. So workers are almost even. Protoss hasn't felt very comfortable yet putting units over there. Okay. Zoom through the speed zone, back up to this base once again. Void Rays are going to go ahead and go across the map anyway. There are enough units over here to stop this, but are they going to engage? Void Rays are at home, and oh my goodness, if he focuses the Nexus, it might actually go down. It's going to be close. Nope. Some Zerglings are going to get pulled off, and they are going to go ahead and fight the units instead. But these 3 boys here, not going to be enough. It's very low on health, though. Some shield batteries need to be made at this location in order for this base to not end up being a loss. And that wall was left open for a moment there. Oh, you're warming up. Okay. That's fair. You're allowed to go do that. You can go warm up, guy. So once again, we're going to push across the map with the Void Rays. Shield battery is now on the way, as well as a gateway. And the fake Phoenix does scout that there are units at home. Voiders are going to move in. They are going to focus immediately on these 2 queens, but there are more than enough voids here to stop this. There are 6, 7 Hydras moving in, 1 at a time. It is going to be enough, though, to push this army away. And the Void Rays leave, killing 2 queens. But we are still pumping out units here, and a Lurker Den. I think we're going just a 3-base timing. I don't think Mumbles has the intention, the madman that he is, of getting another location, or another base. I think he says, hey man, I'm going to end the game here. I'm going to attack with Hydra Lurker. And the game ends. GG. Maybe. Hopefully. I know I'm not a fan of Lurkers. I don't know about Protoss, but I'm not. These Void Rays are going to fly into the base, and because the Zerg units were trying to kill them out there on the map, there is the potential this hatchery might go down. Mumbles is going to try to move in with as many Hydras as he can and push this away. Pushes it away, takes significant damage on his lair. He does not want to lose that lair. Losing the lair, as I've been told, is basically a death sentence. I like the spores. That's going to force him to have to use his power-up thing out here. Oh, and now we've got High Templar on the field. Storm is on the way. The window is closing very fast for Mumbles. He needs to attack now, because he's already committed himself to this very aggressive plan. So he needs to find the opportunity right now to do damage, or he's going to continue to fall significantly further behind in this match. I think the tech advantage currently goes to the Protoss player. And taking my advice, he is going to push across the map. And I think this, like, I don't know, man. I think he needs to, but like I don't think there is anywhere that he can. Like it's like I need to do something because I'm behind in the tech. And I've been significantly even with you in the economy, and I'm behind in the economy at this point. But like, where's his opening? I guess attack right over here, maybe up, not up the ramp, but up from over here. I think if this had gone down, this could have been a completely different game. But instead, we're gonna push right up this ramp right now, though. We are moving in, trying to power through the units, right-clicking the units through. We're gonna run past the storms, but lurkers do burrow. Is there going to be enough DPS here from the Zerg army? I don't think there is. And all the lurkers get cleaned up. That was a huge investment for Zerg. And being behind already on the economy, I think this is about to be the death push from the Protoss player. And I don't know what Zerg could do here at this point to save himself in this match. There's a lot of high-tier, expensive units pushing across the map, and not enough at home to hold. Some Hydras are going to join the fight. This might be enough, but now that the High Templar have caught up, there are storms. It's a Guardian Shield. Big, beefy Archons are going to take up all the DPS in the very front of the fight, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG should be called here momentarily. Zealot reinforcements are inbound. Oh, let me get those scores up. Before the game ends, that way you all can see what the score is. These units are going to continue to push through. The boys have been pulled. They are going to fight off until the bitter end. 36 supply for the Zerg. GG, well played is called. Moving on to game number 6. Did we just make the next game without me? Okay. I was about to say. Come on. Crisis averted. We have the appropriate players in. Now we're moving on to game number 6. The scores are pretty freaking close, which always makes for a really exciting series. Oops. Alright, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Ris3n Competitive. It is the Madman himself. Give it up for Mumbles the Madman. And in the top left corner, it is the red Protoss representing Team Decima. Give it up for Nash. Once again, getting on the map with his first probe as soon as he places that pylon. So, Pylon Scout maybe potentially delaying this once again on this game. Let's see how quickly he builds his hatch. He's going to build it fast. He says, hey, last game you blocked me and that was really annoying. I don't want to do that again. I'm going to build a hatchery instead. Now you can't block me. He cut a couple workers a little early to make that happen, but he doesn't want to do the dance, and I don't blame him. I won't want to dance either. I'm not a big dancer myself anyway, and if it means I have to dance with Protoss, I'm not doing it at all. Looking a little sus there for a moment. I think he's trying to bait, saying, I'm doing a cannon rush, come look at me. Pull your drones, and it's not a cannon rush. It's a gateway. But Mumbles himself is just like, hey man, I'm a madman, and I don't care that your probe is even there at all. Doesn't bother me. Do what you want. Now he's going to get the scout off in the main and see that it is a standard follow-up of gas pool. Probe is going to do some harassment, and he's going to pull a lot of workers. I think that might have been a misdrag. Proby boy doing Proby boy tacky things. And the Cybercore is now on the way. Probe gonna come back in and say, hey, what's going on? What are you making? He sees a drone. And it's just to assess what's going on, right? If he sees a lot of Zerglings being pumped out right now, he knows it's an all-in. So getting all the info he can before the queens are out. So once the queens pop, or once speed is done, it's just a dead probe. Stargate is on the way now for the Protoss. He's going to just keep patrolling here. Get all the stuff he can. So Stargate, just like last game. Roachwarren is down, and the Proby boy does know that exists. He sees it. He's going to go patrol what could be one of the thirds. And I think Red Protoss is sitting pretty comfortable here, knowing that it's a Roachwarren, because he's making a Stargate, so he's going to have Void Rays, and Roaches don't shoot up. So if it's going to be a Roach rush or Roach all in, he just makes Void Rays and holds. It's literally as simple as that, folks. Oh yeah, he's going to delay the third base now too, so he's feeling pretty good, I think. Adept's going to come across and get some information as much as he can. And he sees the drones. He also saw there's nothing else here, so he's going to let that shade finish. And now he knows there's a gas there as well. It could be a 2 gas or a 1 gas. Or it could be either third gas or the next gas. They didn't make the right overlay again, so 4 workers have fallen now for Mumbles. He is sleeping behind in workers here as well, but he's just making roaches, and he knows that. So Void Ray is going to be queued up, going to go over here and kill his Overlord. And if he sits at home with this Void Ray, he should shut this down effectively. A couple more drones are in production, so I think we're going to transition out of this. Maybe it's kind of like something I see in TVZ, where you you make a few roaches to put on some immediate pressure. I guess it might be good against some adept type openers. Does now know that there's a Void Ray, but he's going to move in anyway with these roaches. Void Ray is going to run away. There is no shield battery here, and the adepts are actually going to move out and take the other location. This Void Ray is on a path to fly over these guys. Yep, they're on the path to fly over. But Ravagers are being made. Is he going to follow us up with Lynx? Does he have Lynx speed? No Lynx speed. But he wants to bust this down real quick. And right now, the Void Ray will come right over this if the units are not in location. But he has not produced anything else out of the Stargate. There might actually be potential here. He can get a significant amount of damage done. Third base is now on the way for the Zerg. But there's one Gateway and one Stargate. And one Void Ray, basically, that can do anything against this. That Sentry is going to take some Biles, but misses them. Good dodge. Oracle is now also on the field doing the good things. But this is a lot of units really quick. They're going to run in. The probes are pulled. Some Biles are going to go down. They connect with probes. Oracle is about to be out of energy. One Ravager does fall. This makes a little choke here. Okay, next Ravager falls. And it looks like this will get cleaned up, but so more units lost for the Zerg player, according to the resources, right? But he has killed 20 workers. That's a real significant amount of workers. That's not something you can just bat an eye at and be like, whatever. He lost his roaches. That's a lot. And what is the response or follow-up going to be? He does already have his lair, and the Bailey Nest is on the way. Maybe he knows, since the Stargate committal was really low, that this isn't going to be a Stargate committal at all. 2 Void Rays. If you were really committing hard to Stargate, you would have a lot more Void Rays than this at this point in the game. He is going to pick off a couple drones, though, and these units aren't going to be able to do anything about that. It's just going to be up to these Queens to engage effectively. But the Void Rays are going to jump on the Queens immediately, and they're going to get warded away. There are more Queens at the other base that are going to push over to this third, and hopefully do something to these Voids. They shouldn't kill this hatchery. He's still going to try, though, or at least to do as much damage as he can. Protoss once again taking a worker lead. And I think we're going to see a Roach Bane timing, maybe? Roach Queen Bane, let's go. Oh, production tab, let's put that up. Roach speed is finished, charge is done, and Archons. So it's like a charge Archon type of play. But I mean, the real name of the game, though, is the fact that Mumbles is still behind in economy against the Protoss player, who I think has better tech options at the moment. He's got the Stargate on the field, he's got Archons, he's got charge. I think that Protoss is in a pretty comfortable position. He's still, making more gateways and preparing himself. Pylon out on the map. He is going to get ready to push. Then it looks like potentially when the rest of these gateways finish. Oh, and a robo over there now too. I mean, now he sees everything here at this other location. They are almost even on workers, but this is a very scary Protoss army that he is getting up to. Hey guys, thanks for the follows. Really appreciate it. Old fashioned and Zootanoggin. And producing a lot of Zealots here, our Protoss opponent is. Zerg is still trying to heal up that location that took significant damage. 4th base on the way. I don't see a 4th here yet for the Protoss. I don't remember if we saw a 4th base last game either. No, this is not Spicy League Playoffs. This is Team Decima. I actually updated the stream, so I don't know. I hope it's updated. It says on my end that it's updated. As soon as Stillfly wants me to cast some Spicy League stuff, I'm always more than happy to do it. I think we have some that are coming up. I don't think it's going to be today. So he's going to go ahead and just move out with the Void Rays and just get some information that he can. He sees the 4th base, but he has enough here. I think he can just shoot this down. As long as he dodges the Biles that I'm sure are about to drop. Oh, okay. Well, he dodges them, but they got a lot of damage done. But there might not actually be enough here. He needs to pull some queens because he's going to keep dodging these biles and maybe take out a base. On the other end, he does set up pylons like he's going to take this location. And once again, still dodging. Oh, he cancels it. Instead of bringing his queens down, he just goes ahead and doesn't cancel on that location. Protoss is now going to take their 4th location as well. So 4ths are going up at the same time, but as Zerg, you really want to be a base ahead. And we're oh my, that's 15 mutas. That's a lot of mutalisks. So pros and cons. Mutalisks are very fast, and the Stargate committal was very low. So on the field is 1 Stalker, 4 Archons, and 2 Void Rays that shoot up. Also a Storm. Does he have Storm? He does have Storm. So that's a con, right? Pros. Those units that shoot up are very immobile. Void Rays, I'm sorry, Mutas can go anywhere they want to. Just don't take them up in the straight up fight. They're going to go right on top of those Archons, and oh my goodness, so many of them go down immediately to the Archons shooting them at first, and then, oh wow, that was not the type of fight that the Madman himself was looking for. That was a lot of mutas very quick, and everything else got destroyed very quickly by the Protoss army. He's got a lot of things that put out a lot of high damage output very quickly. And now on the other side of the map, he is going to start his warp in gateway thing so that he can warp in very fast over there. So I liked the idea. I think if he would have gone worker line, that could have been very, very effective. Just a bad turn of events. I don't think he expected the army to be there when it was. Once again, another fight here. Protoss looking very overwhelming with his numbers and with his tech. Zerg is forced to run away very quickly and take a fight by his 3rd base. Is it going to be enough? I do not think it is, guys. And this looks like we are going to potentially come to an end for game number 6. Yeah, it's a 6. Game number 6. GG, well played is called. Yeah, 11. I agree with that statement. I think if the mutas had gone into the main and then rotated to the natural, and the roaches either stay home or stay ready to pounce on a base that's undefended, I think that could have been good because I'm not going to analyze the Protoss's play. I didn't even pay attention to see if he was F2ing or not. But if he had accidentally F2'd and brought everything into his main or to his natural to deal with the mutas, we could have gone into the natural then the 3rd with all of the roaches, and those mutas could have gotten significant damage done. Or roaches home, mutas over there, and you're able to just build up a bigger army and do a significant amount of damage potentially to the workers and force a response to the mutas. Force cannons, force stalkers, which wasn't something he was making. He was making a very strong anti-ground army with a few units that do damage to air. And the air damage or slow units that are very explosive with the damage output. So very quick, very slow. I don't think Mumbles expected the army to be there. I think he moved the army in position and then probably went to do injects or something and then came back and it was like, oh my god, I'm fighting. And it's the whole Protoss army. And it just didn't go well. But it's all good. So what's next? I'm giving him 11 my thoughts. He's not even going to be in stream anymore in a moment. And due to the delay, he's not even going to hear it. Hey, we got a Terran. Yeah. Oh, TVZ. Oh, I love this matchup. I'm so excited. Triton. Oh, this is such an old map. Alright, guys. Spawning in the top left corner on the map, Triton. Give it up for the green Zerg. I'm sorry. Wow. Vodka. Give it up for the green Terran, guys. It is Super Bimbo representing Team Decima. And in the bottom right corner, give it up for the purple Zerg representing Ris3n Competitive, trying to swing things back for us. It is 11. Put those scores on the board. And Triton. Didn't there... Okay, so... If this is the map that I think it is, didn't there used to be rocks here? Weren't there rocks there? I think I'm thinking of a different map. Definitely thinking of a different map. I'm thinking of that one that like like the ramp was here and this was your natural, and there was nothing here and there was like a ramp this way and rocks this way. I think one of my favorite games of StarCraft 2 ever was played on that map I'm thinking of, and it was like Life versus Tasia. And like it was like Tasia was just knocking the crap out of Life, and then like within like 30 seconds Life killed like every worker of Tasia. And like my big Terran heart just broke watching it happen, but I was really impressed by just how well Life was able to stay in a game that did not look like it was going his way. And then of course match fixing and bad Life. So we have Hatch first from 11, and looks like we're going to saturate slowly here, which means I think we're going to see a fast third, potentially as well. We're going to go this way with the Overlord, look for proxies. And Terran is going for a Marine first opening, and he's making extra SCVs instead of an orbital. Maybe that was for a fast, yeah. So for SCV, faster natural. Terran, if you end up watching this later, I'll be honest, mate, it's better to orbital first. You want the mule. Mule very good. Just an FYI, in case you watch it. So he's going to put the drone behind the mineral line, to hide it from the Reaper. But there's an SCV there, so it sees it. We're going to have a Marine first, right? So this is not a safe high ground, it looks like. A unit on the high ground will provide vision for this Marine. As well as he's making more Marines very quickly. So I think this dies. And I think Zerg needs to prepare for the loss of that Overlord. And we have a third base going down too. So we're doing all right. Very standard play so far. But he does know that there was no Reaper, I think, at this point, because of the fast Marine. Okay, so we're actually not going to pressure this Overlord. Overlord's going to get to chill out and see anything he wants to see. From the pillar that's actually better for the Overlord. This one over here doesn't give much vision, but it's also safe from high ground vision. But he's going to see what's shown in the natural. There's a couple of Marines. He's not going to see a lot, but a bit. And on the back end, nothing real crazy, actually. Tech Lab on the way. Are you going to see fast tank, or is this for maybe a Banshee? Sim? Let's see what our Terran bro does. Because anyone who's a Terran, no matter which team you play for, you are a bro in my eyes. Okay, Overlord is going to get attacked as he moves in. He does see the factory is making a unit on a tech lab, so it could either be a Cyclone or a tank. And also that. So it's going to be a Viking, and that Viking is going to go take out that other Overlord that's been chilling. 11, pumping out the workers, getting as much of a lead on economy as he can as quickly as possible. And the play is going to be mech, guys. We're going to see a mech from our Terran. He's still a bro, even though he's going mech. He's still a bro. Not everyone's going to play Terran like I do. Lots of bio drippy droppies. So this next Overlord is going to go down, and now I think that effectively erases all the vision on the other side of the map for 11 here, and supply blocks him. He's now going to float 700 minerals, 800. Going to go up there a little bit. No lair. Okay, guys. We're about to pump on the jets. This is going to be a Ling, Roach, maybe Ravager all in. Off of 3 base. I haven't seen this in a minute. Maybe it's going to be a Ling Bane bust. I don't know. Blue Flame is on the way. I like the fact he's going Roaches, because Blue Flame, of course, doesn't do anything for Roaches. Maybe if you have like 20 Hellions, you start, like 3-shotting Roaches. Maybe 2-shotting. I don't know. Maybe it's 4. Lair now on the way. Second gas is also mining, but Levin's really pumping up on that 3-base economy. He's got 55 workers against a 2-base Terran, and Terran still doesn't have a third on the way yet. We're approaching 6 minutes. So I think we're going to potentially see a strong, committed 2-base aggression from the Terran with a later 3rd base. More gases coming in for the Zerg at the upper location. Creep spread is pretty alright here from 11. Getting that map awareness, it's going to be pretty beneficial to him as things continue to go on. Actually, now that I remember, I'm remembering some games on this map, I think this is actually a pretty good map for Zerg. 1 attack path to cover, 2 attack path, 3 attack path, essentially. And with good awareness and vision, you can rotate pretty well. Okay, here we go. We're going to get a push. This is actually a really scary push from Terran. There's a lot of Marines here. And this might deceptively look like bio. Does he know it's mech? He does not know it's mech yet. But there's a lot. Like, one of the things I shoot for is a 7-minute or a 6:45 timing. A Marine tank to try and kill a 4th base. There's your 4th. And this is pretty much that. But this is really scary. Minus the fact there's no medevacs. Like, I don't want to attack into that. Like, fuck that. You can fucking keep your push. My Zerg is awful. I can't play Zerg. But, like, that's so scary. We're going to move forward with the Hellbats and the Marines. And pokes forward with the Roaches, keeping the Link safe. But realizes there's tanks and he can't really do much. Smartly is going to run these Zerglings around. There's an undefended natural base. And these guys, okay, nope. They're just going to go for the flank on the army instead. I thought we were going to the natural, but we're not. We are going to look to kill this army right here, right now. All these Zerglings are going to move in. The Hellbats are forward dealing with the Roaches, and this also was not a bad play necessarily because everything is going to get cleaned up here. Well done, 11. Terran realizes that went really bad for him, and he is going to lift his CC and go back into his base and try to hold down on his natural. He's playing mech. He really needs these gases, though. And 11, securing his 4th base, is going to continue to try to move up, move forward. Bile does go down on the tank. Is that going to be enough? That tank has literally 1 shot left, but it's going to be repaired. That is lost mining time, though, for the Terran player. A little bit of friendly fire on that tank due to the Zerglings, and that's going to be enough to clean this up. At least at first, but we are going to move in once again, 11. What's up, my handsome boy Ducksworth? How are you doing? Once again, Zerglings are going to move in. There's nothing really here to protect the tanks. So Zerglings are going to get their surrounds, and vials go down. Tanks are falling. There is nothing here in the Nash now to stop this army from 11. No GG. Game ends just like that. I just said GG well played for the Zerg because the Zerg apparently forgot to say it. I'm about to type it, but I don't want to be BM because I'm not the captain of this event. I'm not the one running it. 11 is, so if he wants to complain about it, I'll let him. Unless I have him muted. Oh, do I have him muted? Do I have him blocked? No, I don't. Yeah, you saw that too, Ducksworth. He didn't jury. Come on now. Maybe his keyboard doesn't work. That's what it is. It has to be. He's playing the whole game with just his mouse. Don't know how he logged in. But all right, guys. Spawning in the bottom right corner, 11. I'm sorry. Spawning in the bottom right corner, it is the no GG green Terran with a good old GL. Give it up for Super Bimbo. And in the top left corner, give it up for our red Zerg representing Ris3n Competitive. Putting us back on the board. It's the one. It's the only. It's the number 11. Very effectively and decisively putting us back on the board. I know I commented last game on his play of flanking the tanks, which I think was a great play. He executed that very well. He had two options he could have done there. Natural, which is an unknown variable because you don't know what's there. I know it's there because I'm the all-seeing Coda in this situation. But two, flank the tanks. And he flanked the tanks and set it up with a point where he moved down with his units and pulled back the Hellbats, which left the tanks undefended. So tanks get wiped up, Hellbats get wiped up. Hellbats are fighting Roaches, Ravagers, tanks are fighting Lings, or dying to Lings. And that's all she wrote, guys. The game ended at that point. So very well done by 11. Terran, once again, going to... we got an orbital first this time. That's my guy. Yes, last game must have been an error, which is an error that I've made many times. Yeah, Hectic, let's get partying in here. Will you DM him real quick? I'll DM Nina. I got Nina. She might know partying. We'll get partying up in here. I'm sorry, guys. It's very easy. Before you press F10 in and throw your mouse across the room, you can just type GG well played, especially in a tournament event. Then throw your mouse across the room afterwards. But like we said, we figured it out. His keyboard wasn't working. That's all it was. It just doesn't work. So Super Bimbo doing a very standard expand build. Okay, so SCV is going to block this location just briefly. Is he going to get the cancel? He does get the cancel. But it's a very brief block. The Reaper wasn't out on the map, so it's going to be a little bit of a delayed scout. He did, of course, see everything he wanted to see in the beginning with the SCV. There was a hatchery. We're playing pretty standard so far. And now he's going to run into the main, and he doesn't actually scout the gas count. He's just going to see the lings, the 4 lings that are... Honestly, them being there is a very standard play. That's normal. Like, even if you're all-inning, right? Like, this is where your lings go. All-inning, droning, doesn't really matter. You just stop them from getting the vision. It's just like whenever I'm playing TVP and I go depot, barracks depot. I'm like, you can't see what I'm doing, guy. You just don't know. So Terran operating at the moment without the full knowledge of what's happening. There is an Evo chamber on the way. It's a very quick Evo chamber. We're either going to see a fast armor or a fast attack upgrade. I think both are okay. I'm not used to seeing that type of thing, but one way or the other, like, it's not bad. I don't ever think that a fast upgrade in this matchup is a misplay. It's going to be fast attack on miss. What are you doing, 11? What is this play? Oh my god. Are you about to drop a Hydra Den? Please drop a Hydra Den. Lings are going to surround the Reaper, and the Reaper is going to run away, but has he seen? He hasn't seen the Evo Chamber. What is it? Roach Warren? What was that supposed to be? You canceled it. What was it, guy? A Nidus. Oh my god, you mad lad. You're doing a freaking Nidus play. You should change your name to Madman. Oh my goodness, we're making Hellions! Hellions and Vikings. Okay, so the Vikings might be able to ward off an Overlord. That is a pretty big deal whenever you're doing an aggressive play like this. But this isn't like some 2-base Nidus type of play, right? This is, you know, I'm doing a +1 Roach Nidus real quick. Maybe bring the Queens. So, like, I think even if you fail miserably with this attack, it's not like the game ends or anything, right? And they missed this Overlord. So the Nidus is going down right now. 10 Roaches are in the production tab. This is spotted, though, by the Marine that was sitting there. So this is going to clear pretty quickly. All these guys are going to be pulled, and they're... that's lost mining time, but it's the appropriate play. It's effective. I agree with it. But on the other side, right, like, yes, we made a Nidus. Yes, it didn't do anything. That really sucks. But you have Roaches against a Mech Terran who only has Vikings and Hellions at the moment. And you're going to go again into the main. Okay, so the Overseer is going to go once again into the main, and we are going to see probably another Nidus dropped. The Roaches, or I'm sorry, the Hellions are out on the map with the Vikings. This is going to be a really interesting type of weird base race scenario. What is he going to produce next? Okay, Vikings and Hellions. All right, I want to see him unload here and continue to defend at home with everything else that he produces. He is producing more Roaches still. Now he knows there is an attack. This is going to stop. Okay, he's going to come home. He's actually going to come home. I would have liked him to see, I believe, 3 Roaches, but that's fine. He pulls the drone, saves them, keeps them alive. And now he's going to engage. This is actually a really effective... This is kind of scary. Hellbat Viking. Vikings do bonus damage against armored as well, and they also probably obliterate some of those lower tier, like, Ling units. But it looks like, for the most part, this is going to get cleaned up a little bit. Wow, this is actually going to get significantly cleaned up, and 11 didn't actually take losses per se. He lost the Evo Chamber, and he lost, I think, a couple Queens, and of course some Roaches. But there's some SCVs also mistakenly going across the map. But 11 very ahead here, double the army supply, and this all in it didn't work. He came back with the Roaches. Another Nidus now is going out across on the base. Are going across on the map, and I think we're going to see a GG here in a moment. It was a failed all-in. It looked really good. I honestly expected the Vikings to do more damage, but he had like enough Roaches that he was able to power through the Hellbats. So the boys have been pulled, and the Vikings are going to try to stop this, but it's not going to be enough. 1 G is called. 2 Gs are now called, and that's it. The scores have been tied up. We're now at 4-4. Someone didn't get the joke, but that's okay. All right, guys, here we go. This is the ace match. This is to take the cake and prove that the cake's not a lie. Spawning in the top bottom left-hand corner, it is the blue Zerg, representing Ris3n Competitive as the ace. Give it up for 11. And in the bottom right corner, give it up for our boy. Well, their boy. But he's a Terran bro, so he's a bro. It's the green guy. Super Bimbo. The ace for Decima. Oh, vodka's still a good unit. 16 hatch here from 11, of course, denying the chance that he's going to get blocked by an opponent. And gas now on the way, as well as an SCV scout. It's a little bit early of a scout, earlier than at least I'm used to doing. So it's very interesting. I think just wants to be safe, knowing what's going on, knowing how he can plan the rest of his match. SCV going to go across the map, and he's going to see that there is a hatch first, and a gas, and a pool. Again, nothing deviating or straying from what is considered the normal. He is going to, once again, build a CC before he makes his orbital. Faster production of SCVs, sacrificing... Okay, nope, just kidding. He just made an extra SCV. So, next is going to be the CC. Okay, we're skipping the Reaper this game, which that means we're going to have a faster factory. 11 in position with his drone to make his third location. Let's see. So this is the third game in a row we're going to be casting these guys. This might as well be like a best of 5, right? Almost in a sense. 11 up 2-0 against the same person, but this is their ace. So we'll see how it goes. Super Bimbo is going to drop his factory. Second gas has already been completed. No Reaper, so 11 says, hey, there's no Reaper. I'm going to go across the map and see what's going on. There are 2 Marines. That's the only thing here on the other side of the map right now to prevent any kind of damage. Let's see if these guys get microed. If they don't get microed, 4 Lings can take that. If they do get microed, I think the 2 Marines beats the 4 Lings. And the bunker won't be ready in time, so we'll see what happens. The CC won't be delayed, though. And we're not going to push up. Actually, we're just going to sit here. We're going to push up now, but that bunker should finish, and these Marines are going to go in, and but the add-on switch is occurring, and 11, realizing that he can block this from going down and delay the production on the Hellions, is going to sit there for just a moment. And now the Marines are blocking the factory, and 11 getting a full scout on the other side of the map. Well done by 11. He's going to see 1-1-1 with 2 gases, and where'd the Marines go? Oh, there they are. Full scout. 11 knows what's going on. He can actually pull this overlord back and save it. Hellions are in production. He's going to go up again and poke this Overlord. Overlord didn't run far enough away. So Overlord has some work to do, some places to be. 11 going with a Roach Warren. This isn't like an early Roach Warren for aggression or anything like that. This is like a safety Warren. Like, I don't know what you're doing yet. Could be mech. You've done mech already a few games, so it just makes sense. I'll make a Roach Warren. Okay, but hey guys, there's a Fusion Core. We're going to deviate quite a bit from what we've seen in every match, and I wonder if this might actually throw 11 off. We're going to go... we're going to make battle cruisers. I haven't paid any attention to the production of Queens from 11, but I think it's decent because its creep spread is actually pretty good. And a Baleen S now too. I wonder if he's suspecting it's going to be a similar type of play to before. Of course, he got an early scout, so it feels safe to some things, but a follow-up scout might be beneficial to identify what the follow-up is. It's going to be also a Yamato research too, so I think we're going to be committing 2 BCs here. I don't see any more Queens in production, nor do I see any type of spores on the way, so this is really going to come down to, does he warp across? If so, are the Queens in position to deal with it? Does he have enough? And also, is his economy in the type of position to respond and deal to a battle cruiser? And it's going to be mech follow-up, as we saw from the other couple games. He's going to see the fact that there is another gas here. That might be enough to tell, hey, you're getting 4 gases probably, because that's usually when they get the other gas. By nature, we just get the safer gas first. So 11 going to see all these Hellions. I hope he asks himself where all your gas is going to. And we're going to push across the map here. Queen in production. Roaches are here as well. Queens are going to move up. Viking on the way across the map as well. And the BC has finished. What is the BC going to do? Where is he going to go? How's he going to do it? Don't know yet. He's going to teleport across the map, and he went right into the main. There is nothing here. The units have been pulled, and 11 now does know that, hey, this is happening. But 11 smartly setting up his units on the other side of the base. He says, hey, there's a BC in my main. Queen's got to go there, but the Roaches, they need to be in a different location because Roaches can't fight a BC, and there are Hellions on the map. So I need to make sure that I don't just die to Hellions. And we are not seeing a third CC from our opponent, or our Terran here. Okay, well, just kidding. We're going to see a third and a fourth CC. You know, I'm sitting here like, oh wow, these Hellions are just kind of chilling up here. Like 11 is so good just knowing, but then I realized they were chilling like on creep. So like he has vision of that. One Yamato is going to take out a Queen, and have we lost? He's lost 1 worker. And now we're going to start really going to mech. I think this is the type of game that the the Terran kind of wanted to play, right? This is the first match I've seen from him where like he's really powering up into that later tech, and his first initial aggression didn't just die immediately. I think both games that we've seen so far, the initial aggression died, and the game ended. But BC a little bit safer. I think BC Hellion's a fine opener. That looks like BC number 2. If we have 2 BCs, we have tanks. So now we can do like a BC tank Hellion or Hellbat push. The other BC is on the other side of the map. He's going to continue to try to get some sort of damage done, but takes a significant amount of damage. He only has 4 kills, so other than being annoying or a nuisance, I don't think this other BC's done a significant amount of damage. Other than, again, being annoying as crap. Another Queen spawning right here. That BC is going to start taking some hull damage, but the rest of the Queens are going to join the fight, and he's going to teleport out. The other BC is also going to go home, and we're going to start to go into the 3-base mech. That's going to be an orbital. These are both going to be orbitals. Zerg, I think Zerg has decided that he's going to go into multiple routes of tech, essentially. And I think that is going to be a Hydra Roach Hydra. Again, he's only seen one battle cruiser, so this makes sense that he would go into this type of route. One BC means you're not committing to BC. I don't really need a starport, like a Spire, essentially. Now he's going to see the Hellion, the tanks. I don't think he saw battle cruiser number 2. But that's it. We haven't made any more battle cruiser. I'll be honest. I think if he made like another round of Hydras, I think he could actually just push through what's here at this other base. As you can see, he has a significant lead in both workers and army. But at the same time, you don't want to make like a foolish decision and just kind of run into something you shouldn't run into. And mech is something that you don't just run into, because it can go pretty bad sometimes. He's getting the upgrades for his Hydras. Terran really spreading himself out here, though. Tank back here, tank over here, tanks over there. I feel like even with just the Roach alone, like I think he could just pop in and wipe out a lot of stuff here. 2 more locations, 3 more locations are being taken from our Zerg player. The Creep might have seen those battle cruisers. I don't think it did, because he's not reacting to it. Ling's going to the top left side. What? Who is this person? Let's get him out of here. Fauti. We're casting games. Okay, Lings are going to do a little bit of run by, and they're going to see the fact that we're setting up to take depending on the base. These Lings, though, are going to engage this tank. He scans. He scans. The scan goes down. It happened. BC's to the right. More tanks and units are going to go ahead and siege right here. There are a lot of Hellions and Hellbats. Blue Flame is also here. Well, he is going to smartly retreat from this fight. He don't think he has enough AoE, or I'm sorry, anti-air to be able to take this engagement. So, maybe under-anticipating the amount of battle cruisers there would be. If there were no battle cruisers, I think he could have taken that fight, but BC's, they do good damage. They have good damage output. And now he's going to push across the map with Hellbat Thor. Hellbat Thor fucking BC. Now we're going to once again engage the Queens. Yamatos do go down, and he's going to need to teleport the right fuck back out of there. Guys, remember, this is ace match, so this is do or die for both teams. Both teams need to bring out the best that they have. Vipers are on the field, or in production. 26 Lings also. As well as a Spire on the way, too. Adrenal Glands are in production. And we are going to see another little push here. This is maybe a little bit ambitious here from our Zerg player. Gets some Biles down, takes some Zergling losses, and realizes, hey, I should probably not fight that. And he's going to run the other way. However, this other location is completely undefended, and he has a lot of Zerglings going to the other side of the map. He might be able to get something done over here. All the tanks are defending the 3rd base, and there's nothing defending the 4th base, which is not a PF. It is a orbital. An orbital, excuse me, in my bad grammar. So once again, here we go. Here's the fight. The only thing that's coming over here to defend it is going to be battle cruisers and other stuff that are Terran mech stuff. The base isn't going to go down, but he does force a lift, which is no mining time. And he's also going to potentially get some more Biles in. And he's going to try to stand here as long as he can. Oh my goodness, the Biles go down in tanks. Okay, I thought they were on the BCs potentially, but they're not. Oh my goodness, is he going to lose the BC? Oh my goodness, he's going to lose the BC. Oh! Nope. It was close. It was very close. It was scary. So, I mean, things didn't start out great for the Terran player, in my opinion, on this map. He was behind double army supply at one point. But he's playing mech, and he has essentially stabilized himself. And, I mean, the longer the game goes on, essentially, I think mech gets very good. And if 11's not able to deny these bases, I mean, this is a very disgusting tank position combo. These guys are going to protect this location, this area, and support right here, too. That was very good. This other thing is happening right now. All these CCs have stopped production. thanks to this run by. And oh my goodness, he's going to cancel all 3 of them. 11 with a very big play here, canceling 3 command centers that were near production, or near completion. All these corruptors are going to gauge now on top of these BCs. Not enough on the ground to push back the tanks, but the BCs do have to teleport away, which, I mean, they do. But there was nothing here to kill the tanks either from the air down. So we're going to see 11 regroup and try to figure out what his next play is going to be. My God, Super Mimbo not able to catch a break. There's nothing here defending these locations, and once again, 11 is going to push where the CCs are being built, and CCs once again get canceled. 11 getting value with Zerglings, even though they didn't kill anything, they just did cancels. Oh, well, hold up, they did worker damage. We don't have the overlay on, so I can't really see the worker damage that's being done. Hydra Corruptor Lurker is moving into this location. This is a lot of anti-air, and there is stuff here that could kill the stuff on the ground. 1 tank is moving into position. Where are all the other tanks? Lurker is going to move forward a little bit. They're going to burrow. They are in range of the sensor turrets, the missile turrets. So BCs... Can you kill all the BCs? Oh my God, all the BCs go down. The BCs are dead. So now this comes a game of how do I kill the mech army? And over here we have 5 tanks. 11 push to the right, if you may. Keep rotating like you've been this entire time. Oh my God, he's doing it. I think he's doing it. Where are they going? Is there a cute? Yep, they're going. They're going to the right. Once again, here we go. Tanks are going to engage onto the lings. There should be enough. Oh my goodness, he unsieges 2 of them, unluckily, at the most inopportune moment. And once again, another base is going to be denied by Zerglings and the rest of the army that's here. No more battle cruisers, so there's nothing really to pressure the lurkers other than these Thors, which I don't really want to run on top of that. I don't know. I mean, I don't play mech, but I don't think you want to run on that. Lings into Thor Hellbat. The fight looks like it's kind of going a little bit of a trade either way. Thors go down. Roaches are still sitting here, standing their ground, doing some damage, and the lurker is supporting, providing a lot of DPS onto the Thor. However, that lurker should get cleaned up. But 11 still significantly ahead in army supply. This Thor is going to attack this poor Corruptors, which can't shoot down. And these Corruptors really aren't doing that much just because they can't shoot down. I'd love to see them go into the main and, like, attack something. Pee on buildings. Speaking of pee, I have to pee. Like, I've been drinking. Like, I want to go pee. Oh my God, a lot of Hydras and Lurkers are moving in. This is a lot of Lurkers. I do not think there's enough DPS here from these Thors to be able to push this back. The Lurkers will burrow, and the Thors are going to go down. All that's left are a couple of tanks here. The SCVs are going to be pulled, and I think that we are going to see a GG called here very shortly from our Super Bimbo Terran. GG is called. GG well played. Guys, Ris3n takes that series 5-1. Well done to everyone who played today. Everyone showed up, I think, and played pretty good games. And 11, good job winning both matches in your series and then pulling out the ace. That was really excellent. GG, well played. I think we are done. We are done, yes. And guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subs. You guys are like literal gangster monsters. I hope you guys all have a fantastic night. Thank you.